Hello and welcome to Mr. Tom's Excel tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Vlookup function, which is a very popular and useful function um, in Excel. And it's actually a function that is so popular and used so often that I've actually been in job interviews and been asked if I knew how to use it when interviewers have been trying to gauge my Excel knowledge. Um, so it's a good one to have in your skill set. Um, so the VLOOKUP is simply a function that will look up a value in the leftmost column of a table and return the corresponding values in the columns to the right of the left-hand column. I think the best way to explain it is with an example. So here we have two tables, and I have them on both on the same sheet for ease of demonstration, but they can be across more than one worksheet or across more than one workbook for that matter. But we'll start off with these two simple tables. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look up the ID 1004 in this small table. We want to find the first and last name that corresponds with this ID. And we're going to do it by looking up the 1004 ID in this column, in this table of data. So we want to find Kristen for the first name and Johnson for the last name. So to do that, let's just come into this cell here, B3, which has the where we're going to put the first name, and we'll just start typing the formula. And it's written in the same way as all other Excel formulas. It starts with an equal sign, and then we're going to name the function we want to use, which is of course VLOOKUP, and then we're going to open the parentheses in the same way you would with a sum function equals sum open parentheses, or a count function equals count open parentheses. We're using a VLOOKUP, and it's equals VLOOKUP open parentheses, and it gives us the items that we need to put into our formula: a lookup value, a table array, the column index number, and the range lookup. And so the first thing we're looking for is the lookup value, which is bolded here. And the lookup value is the value we want to look up, quite obviously. So it's the value that we want to find in this leftmost column of the table, and in this case it's 1004. Now we could, knowing that, write 1004, but instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're just going to click on the cell that contains 1004, A3, and that's our lookup value. And then after we've entered that, we'll press comma, and that will bring us over to the table array, which is the next section they want. The table array is simply the array of cells, or the range of cells, where the table of data is kept. So in our case, it's the array from H2 all the way down to J12. And to select this, all we simply have to do is highlight the entire table. And you'll see that it's entered H2 to J12 in the function so far. So we've got VLOOKUP, open parentheses, the value in A3, which is 1004, then a comma, look it up in the table from H2 to J12, which we highlighted here. So we press comma, and the next thing it asks for is the column index number. Now this is simply the number of the column that you want to find a value in. So we want to find a value in the second column of the table. The ID column is the first column, the first name column is the second column, and the last name column is the third column. 1, 2, and 3. So we want to find the first name, therefore we want to find the value in the second column. So all we have to enter is quite obviously a 2 for the second column. And then we'll press comma again. And then the final thing that it's looking for is we need to specify whether we want to look up an approximate match for the lookup value or an exact match. And we're going to look up an exact match because we want to find 1004, nothing more, nothing less. So what we'll do is we can either put in false, or as in the word false, or we can press 0. And I won't bother with showing you anything about the approximate match, because 99% of the time I've only ever used the exact match version of VLOOKUP, and for the most part it's all you'll ever have to use. So just for now, enter a 0 as that final value. And then we close parentheses and press enter, and it has correctly found Kristen by looking up 1004 in the table we specified and looking in the second column of the table. So we'll do that again for the last name, just to go through it and show you how it's done again. It's equals Vlookup, open parentheses, select the lookup value, the value we want to look up in the table, 1004 in cell A3, press comma, select the table array, so select the range where the table is being held, and we do that by just clicking and dragging down to highlight all the cells that house the table. We press comma again, and then we select the column index number, the number of the column that we want to find the value in, and this time we were looking for the last name, so we want to find it in the third column. ID is in the first column, first name is in the second column, last name is in the third column. And so because we're looking for the third column, we press 3. We press comma, we want to find an exact match, so we'll say 0, and we'll close parentheses. Then we'll press return, and we get Johnson. So that is essentially the VLOOKUP in a nutshell. It's a really simple and very useful function to know, and it's very sought after, so I suggest you get to grips with it if you can. If you have any questions or any comments, then please do comment below. Thank you very much for watching.